Well, hello, good people. Welcome or welcome back to Southern Lightwork. I am doing hopefully a quick reading. So just been feeling like ever since probably Sunday night when I got back from my trip. I recorded one reading and I was so tired I couldn't even post it. It just was so bad that I was just like literally about to fall asleep. So gave myself a couple days of rest, and I wanted to try again, cleanse my energy with my tincture symbols. This heavy Palo Santo smoke. Thank you to my lighter for actually working. Thank you, Spirit. Guess I really needed to clear a lot of stuff. So we're gonna let that burn till it stops. What I've been getting is a lot of number syncs still. They're still syncing. But in particular, 811. Like, I just keep seeing 811 on the clock. Not just on the clock, though. I see it on the clock. I see it on buildings, on random places, the number on a counter, just literally everywhere. On license plates, I see 811 and 911. So when I see numbers like that and they coincide with tarot card numbers, I immediately think of those. Okay, this is strength and justice. So there's something in the collective that strength and justice are significant. Somebody could be getting justice, building up the courage or the strength to get justice, to ensure justice in some way. But I've also been having a kind of a topsy-turvy day, if you could put it that way. If anybody ever remembers the book or the movie Freaky Friday, like everything was just off. It started with, I'm a therapist, and both of my clients today, one of them was busy at work and wasn't able to make the session, and then the second one just no-showed. And then my mom was actually supposed to have a visit from a music therapist, and he didn't show. So a lot of things that were scheduled to happen that didn't happen. And I've been dropping everything. Like it's like me to drop things often because I've had some, like, it's neither here nor there, some flexibility and strength issues because of some arthritis in my neck. But that has been basically, I've taken care of that. I've mitigated that by strength training and going to the chiropractor and getting massages, right? So why am I dropping everything today? I don't know. Then it occurred to me, a whole bunch of planets are in retrograde right now. And I looked it up. Mercury, the planet of communication and thinking. Uranus, the planet of revolution and confusion. Jupiter, the planet of wisdom and long distance travels. Almost missed my flight on the way back from my trip. Saturn, the planet of labor and long-term gains. And Neptune, the planet of dreams, illusions, and inspiration. Been having really vivid dreams. Talked to a friend of mine today, and they have also been having really vivid dreams. So, and just so you know, the end dates for these are as follows. This is according to Google. If you get anything different anywhere else, don't blame me. I just put it in the search bar. For Neptune, this retrograde has started July 5th of this year and will continue until December 10th of this year. Saturn has been in retrograde since July 14th and will end in 2 days on the 28th of November. We'll go back and back direct. Uranus has been in retrograde since September 6th, and will continue until February 4th of next year. Mercury has just been in retrograde from November 9th through the 29th of this month. And Jupiter has been in retrograde from the 11th, on 11/11, until March 11th, 2026. So the ones that are going to continue to haunt us for much longer, Uranus and Jupiter. So those could be significant, but what I want to know is just what is it that is going on today? If it's just the planetary stuff, planetary shifts, or if there's something else in the energy that is just like being disrupted, that's being thrown off. People are being thrown off schedule, they're being redirected. I mean, it's heavy, whatever it is. It's very heavy. People are making amends, even if they're not in AA right now. They're making amends. They're trying to tie up loose ends. I myself am trying to get myself back on track financially, changing the way I think about money, the way I even talk about money. I will no longer say I can't afford something. It's like all of these things that are shifting, big energies. People are making big changes. They're confessing things. They're telling truth, standing in their power. So I just want to see what else we can get from the cards, if the cards have something to say tonight. All right, so I'm going to use my What's the News Oracle deck. And I will probably, I want to clarify with one tarot deck. Might need two. We'll see. If we get everything we need from the first one, I tend to like double clarification, but we'll see. And then I might use this Star Codes Astro Oracle deck for some advice, or just what's coming. More shuffle. All right. Sorry. That's the last one. Okay. Just do it till it feels right. And I have prayed. And I just want to make sure I'm clear. Okay, Spirit, what do you have for us tonight? What is this redirection about? What are all these change of plans, or no shows, ghosting? What is that about? Okay. Oh, whoa. Okay. Numbing. Self-medicating, addictions, irrational behavior. As that's the first card out? Really? Okay. Does not have to be about actual addictions. It could just be about overindulging in something. Heart-to-heart, deep conversations, intimate discussions, blunt and honest. Wow. Okay. I just said making amends. So maybe that's what that's about. Fuego. Chemistry, intense passion, things are heating. Okay. So it's going to turn into a love reading. Let's see. My boo. Okay, I guess so. Official status, exclusive relationship, seeing each other openly. And take that as it resonates. That to me, because, people are not just in, one person relationships or two people relationships. There are a lot of folks out here that are poly. Not my thing. I'm not judging. But that could also be about, like, this to me means seeing each other in public. Like there's something very Six of Wands about it. That it's not a secret relationship. Exclusive means we're just with each other. But seeing each other openly is everybody else gets to see too, right? I mean, I'm defining things like people don't know what that means, but just for clarification, the way I'm reading it. Okay. Light bulb moment. That's given epiphany, sudden realization, feeling inspired, insightful awareness. Okay. Somebody's having a realization about the collective. They want you to be their boo. They're on fire. And what's that about? Okay. Yeah, a couple more. Well, thank you. Come at the same time. SOS. Wow. Distress. Act with urgency. Assistance needed. Somebody's getting help with an SOS situation. But if it's This is to do with that somebody wants to come towards you, but they feel a sense of urgency for some reason, and they need for some reason, and they're asking for help. And this card is interesting. Like, so I mean, these are very straightforward. This is a light bulb on. Oh, whoa, sorry, light bulb on this one. But this card, it looks like somebody is in a fog, or like it's almost like somebody trying to control the smoke from a fire. Yeah, there's like a person's hand holding the ring of smoke. And I laughed when I saw SOS, because when I went to the dentist yesterday, they were playing, if y'all remember, anybody's old enough to remember the SOS band, R&B group from the 80s, 70s and 80s, maybe 60s. But they have a song, it was like one of their most popular songs, is Tell Me If You Still Care About Me. That song was playing as I was getting my teeth cleaned. So that could be significant. Somebody could like old R&B, classic R&B. And then this card, Lust, came out. Greed, bareback. Whoa. Inconsiderate. Why bareback? So this card is giving Seven of Swords, though. It feels like, I mean, the strawberry is, it's a very innuendo, sexual innuendo is heavy on this card, but like it's giving overindulgence. Why bareback? That's, I just got, somebody had unprotected sex, and ooh. All right, we're gonna have to clarify that, because that's giving me something, some product of conception. And that does not have to be a baby. All right, so bottom of the deck, what we don't see coming is sipping. Nosy, spreading rumors, gossiping. Ugh, here we go. Here we go, Carmisha and Carmichael. Just, always got to show up, right? I mean, you better hurry up and do whatever they're going to do, because this, I don't want to use this deck yet, do I? Yeah, I do. When these planets station direct, they're going to be out of time, I'm hearing. You know, like all these people talking about folks coming back from your past, and you know, having to revisit things, revisit decisions, revisit people that you've left, ideas that you've put down, or you know, just anything from the past that feels unresolved, anything or anyone. I only got a couple more days on some of these. So for Jupiter and Uranus, was it Uranus or Saturn that's going to be in retrograde for so long? Jupiter and Uranus, yeah. Yeah, people gotta figure out what they want to do. Figure out what you want to do, who you want to be. As this 9-year wraps up, like, people's fates are about to be sealed. I'm hearing. Fates are about to be sealed. Maybe that's why this SOS is here. Somebody's feeling, maybe this is not, whoever this love reading is about, maybe it's not about the people involved, but somebody else who's been gossiping. Okay, yeah, somebody may have been found out for something they were doing that they shouldn't have been doing. What about numbing? Let's clarify with these tarot. Okay, I got 2 cards, Knight of Pentacles and 2 of Wands. Okay, so could be an earth sign we're talking about, but the slowest moving knight. I mean, if you notice, like, I always, even though this is not traditional tarot, I always notice the slowest moving knight has the biggest pentacle. You know, like, it's a huge pentacle. Like, it's bigger than his head. Even though I can't really see his face, their face. That's a huge pentacle. So this is giving slow and steady, somebody who's made good investments and now has something to show for them. And that doesn't necessarily just mean money, but investments in their emotional health, their physical health. They could be working out and looking damn good right now. But they've been building. And they have something to show for it. With this self-medicating addiction, somebody's overcome an addiction or some type of behavior that was detrimental. And Two of Wands, planning. Yeah, this is it's an earth sign. They are planners. In fact, you can really tear your pants, as my dad used to say. Like, you really mess up, you can tear your pants if you either interfere with or object to an earth sign making plans. Like, it's non-negotiable. There has to be a plan for almost every action, even if it's something as simple as their morning routine. Like, they are sticklers about planning. So there's that. What about heart to heart? What is blunt and honest? What is this conversation going to be about? Queen of Wands. Okay. Be a fire sign, fiery, passionate queen. Because somebody could see you that way, or it just could be the energy they're in. It's giving, I want to open up and tell you how I really feel. Fuego. Chemistry, intense passion. Things are heating up. You could be seeing 222 a lot. That is the it's the Emperor. You could be seeing 222 on the clock, everywhere else. Because the Emperor, this Emperor wants to all of it. This Emperor feels chemistry. This Emperor feels passion. And they want to have a conversation with the Queen of Wands about it, or they're in their Queen of Wands energy. What about my boo? Official status. The Sun. Look, this is ultimate happiness. This is what they want, what they think will make them eternally happy, is to make something official. I'm here, make it official. Give me your love. From Tenderoni, Bobby Brown. That song could be significant. More R&B that is more than 30 years old. Somebody really likes classic R&B. That could be you or your person. I do, personally. So, some of the best music ever made was made before 1999. But you know, that's debatable, of course. A lot of love songs, though. We got away from love songs for a while. Light bulb moment. What is this light bulb moment? Strength. There's that 8. You know, clarity brings strength. When you realize that you, maybe this, you know, whoever this is kicked an addiction or some attachment, when they get the inspiration they need and they have the awareness they need, it does give them strength. It gives them strength, you know, any of us. When we're operating with a clear head, with a clear mind, with all the information, all the facts. You can't be in a relationship with someone who's lying to you and actually make good decisions, because you're making them based on whatever lies that person's telling you. You can't go into a job and do the job well if you don't have a job description. You know, just like you need information to be at your best, to operate at your highest capacity. So this light bulb moment has contributed to this strength. What about SOS? Who is in an SOS distress situation? 10 of Cups. Oh. So maybe this is somebody realizing that they have to move fast to have this 10 of Cups. Why do I feel like I gotta move so fast? And what about lust? Clarify that. Okay. 2 cards. 7 of Pentacles and 6 of Swords. Well, 7 of Pentacles and 6 of Swords, leaving for calmer waters. For a harvest. Look, this same pentacle that was planted, this same pentacle that this Knight of Pentacles has been harvested, has been growing, sowing, or that they sowed in the past, is reaping this. So it's like whatever greed and inconsiderate behavior, their 6 of sorting that they're actually leaving, is because they have the harvest they need to leave. I'm hearing they have what they need to leave. Some situation, could be a job. You know, some people stay in a job to stack their cash to be able to leave. Like, not everybody wants to stay in the same job forever. I'm almost 50, and that was just like the thing that I was taught. You go to college, you get a job, make that your career, and then you stay in it forever. I mean, it wasn't like this is what you better do, but it was the example I was shown. Both my parents had a profession, and that's what they did. They didn't do a whole lot of side stuff. But I mean, my dad was a minister and a counselor, and my mom was a teacher and like could have been a professional singer for all intents and purposes. Like, she could have made money with her voice, right, for singing. But it's like there was that one thing they stuck to for their bread and butter. This is what I do to make money. This is my livelihood. This is my career path, my profession. But a lot of people are straying away from that. On the bottom of the deck, the Wheel of Frickin' Fortune. Didn't I just say fates are being sealed? They are. For 2 of Cups. 10 of Pentacles. Alright. I gotta go take my pies out of the oven. I'll be right back. Okay. Alright. I need a little bit more tarot. I just want a little bit more tarot. I like double confirmation. Because, okay. Things are shaken up. Things have been shaken up. People are about to get the shock of their lives. Some of y'all are really about to be surprised, because there's been so much talk about, 5D, what's happening in 5D, what's happening spirit realm. It feels like there's nothing happening in the 3D, but usually because there is a hell of a lot of stuff going on in the 5D, it's coming. If I pull a Chariot card, woo, okay. All right, let's see. What is this Knight of Pentacles planning? Can you tell us, Spirit? Knight of Pentacles again. A Knight of Pentacles who's invested and planned after overcoming some numbing behavior is investing again. They're going to make more investments. Of course they are. Like, if that's something that they've done that has worked in the past, they're going to keep investing. Because that's tried and true. That's what works. They're going to invest again. What are they going to invest in with the Queen of Wands? Is that the collective or this person? Okay, 2 cards. The 7 of Swords and the Knight of Wands. Knight of Wands, and to clarify, the Queen of Wands. Knight of Wands and the 7 of Swords. Look, this card, I'm so glad that somebody explained to me that this card in the traditional tarot is not necessarily a bad card. It's yellow. Yellow is supposed to indicate that it's a positive card. But so many readers say that this is betrayal, because this person looks like they're running away from the circus or the encampment. I always say circus, but it's actually an encampment, right? There's a ship back here. But swords are about communication and intelligence and mental, whatever, somebody's mental state. This person is taking 5 of the 7 swords. They're leaving 2, but they're taking 5. So to me, that also can indicate, and like tiptoeing away. So this feels like it may not be bad. This may mean I want us to talk in private. Somebody wants to have a Knight of Wands. Could be a fire sign. Could be somebody just really passionate and maybe younger than this Queen of Wands. A Knight of Wands. It's like you're in the same energy, and this is not male or female, it's just energy, right? You're in the same fiery energy. You're ready to have this heart-to-heart conversation, but it's an intimate discussion, and it's a blunt and honest conversation. Getting this person doesn't want to argue. Then they're not bringing all of their swords. They're leaving some swords behind. They're not bringing every bit of information that they have. They're not putting all their cards on the table, so to speak. But they want to talk. And I don't know if I said it already, but this could be a younger masculine with an older feminine. You could be older if you're feminine, the feminine. The masculine could be younger, male or female, or non-binary. Okay. Fuego and the Emperor. The Magician. This Emperor is alchemizing. This intense, passionate, heating up encounter. That's given encounter all day long. How do you contain a fire? You know, it's such a delicate thing to try to contain or control a fire. But in most cases, I said this in a reading a few months ago, I think, you just got to let that mug burn. Like, you just have to, respect the fire. I feel like this Emperor is alchemizing something because they're manifesting something with all the tools that they have at their disposal. Could be a Virgo or a Gemini. With this Magician energy, because they can't contain the fire anymore. It's too intense. It's in their face. Like these two people are in each other's faces. Like they are like an inch away from each other, just about. Like they cannot contain it anymore. They've been containing it, and they are running out of. They're running out of gas. They're running out of will to stop it. But in that Emperor energy, they are manifesting. They're alchemizing. They're coming. They are coming. What about my boo and the Sun? Okay. So they came out sideways. Saw that, right? The Devil and the damn 6 of Swords again. Something is blocking them. The Devil and the 6 of Swords is an issue. Official status, exclusive relationships, seeing each other openly. Somebody does not want this to happen, obviously. Or they got some attachment they're still trying to get out of. They're still trying to do the 6 of Swords. Because they know who you are to them. They feel like you're the happiness embodied, but they got to deal with something first. They have to deal with the devil. That could be a Capricorn, or maybe they haven't completely kicked that habit, whatever that habit was, or that attachment, or that overworking, you know, whatever it is that they're doing too much of. They're trying to overcome it. The light bulb moment and strength. To do what? Strength for what? To overcome this despair, to overcome this overthinking, this self-sabotage. That's what I meant. Like, when you get clarity, you realize how you are stopping yourself from living your best life. You realize that you have people in your life that, or the people that you have in your life that mean you no good, the people that are stopping your progress, people that are discouraging you, that have something negative to say every time you bring them an idea or something that you want to do that makes them feel uncomfortable. Like, this is overcoming this. These are 2 8s. Abundance. 15 and a 6. That's the same number. 15 reduces to a 6. 6, 6, 8, 8. It's also giving me like mirror energy. Double time. Somebody says double time. That means moving faster. Doubling your speed. They're trying to hurry up and do this. That's why it's leading to this SOS for the 10 of Cups. Is that what the SOS is? They want to work with you. 3 of Pentacles. They want to work with the collective. They want to invest. Again, this is like... I also heard somebody describe this once as like somebody that wants to invest, but they also want third party. Maybe they're getting help. They're getting some guidance on it. Maybe they want to... It's been coming up so much lately for me in different ways, like premarital counseling or like pre-relationship counseling. People get into relationships and they don't go to therapy unless something's wrong, right? I only go when we can't figure it out ourselves. We haven't gotten any help. We haven't asked each other the right questions, and now we need somebody to help save our marriage or our relationship. What about being proactive and doing it beforehand? There's nothing wrong with that. And my dad used to do it. He used to do premarital counseling and like marital counseling for people that were in it. It is absolutely a good idea. You know, I probably think a lot of folks wish they had done it. But it's too late when there's always one of you who wants it and more than the other. Once you get to the point where therapy or counseling is considered, like one of you wants out at that point. And it's a last ditch effort. I don't do couples therapy, but that's what I've heard from my colleagues that do, and from people in my life that have gone to counseling. Like, it's usually the beginning of the end at that point. And I'm a little blunt. I'll just be like, girl, or boy, you're going to waste your money. Like, if you're going to therapy now when you're unhappy or they're unhappy, don't waste your money. Just like, be honest with yourself. You know, if it's over, it's over. Don't drag it out. If you can, you know, if it's not always as simple, I understand. Like, sometimes there's finances involved, kids involved, whatever that's going on. But if at all possible, if you can just be honest with yourself and with your partner or partners that, like, if we're here, it's probably already over. Why the 7 of Pentacles and the 6 of Swords with lust? By the way, my pies were not done yet. I like them a little toasty. The Lovers. Well, 7 of Pentacles want to reinvest somewhere else. And the Lovers. We go from lust to Lovers. The Lovers card is not about lust at all. It's about divine love. It's about twin flame kind of love. It's about past life love. It's a choice initially, right? This is somebody making a choice. And in this reading, in love, and they're leaving a lustful situation because all it's led to is greed and somebody being inconsiderate and probably like cheating on them, not using protection. Maybe somebody got maybe somebody's oozing. I'm sorry, that's gross, but maybe somebody like contracted something from a person who cheated. Happens all the time. But now they're like trying to invest somewhere else. Somewhere else that feels more in alignment with them, that is more divinely guided and protected than whatever they're coming out of. The bottom of this deck is Page of Cups. That feels like in this reading, it feels like an apology. Somebody feels like they owe you an apology. I know that can also be the Ace of Cups, but to me, this is like, I am owning my part in this. I'm owning the fact that this is probably my fault. And maybe I was too immature or just not ready to say it in the past. And now I'm ready. I'm ready to make a move towards reconciling. This goes back to this making amends. And this card does not say that, but I'm getting that. Self-medicating addictions, irrational behavior. With all of these cards, it's like somebody making amends. So it eventually came out. This feels like it's kind of in alignment with that. So I'm going to see what this Star Codes Astro Oracle has to say about this. If we can get some final messages, and then I might get some charms if I have time. Mama is restless. And it's 10:10. All significant. This planetary stuff is affecting everybody and everything. Like, she's really super confused. I turned some music on for her and usually keeps her occupied, but she's just like antsy for some reason. So let's see what else we got. Somebody is really antsy. Some of you could have had trouble sleeping last night too. I know I did. I woke up, first of all, I didn't go to bed at a decent time. And then, sure enough, every time I do that, something wakes me up. My mom wakes me up. I have something coming up that I have to wake up for. And I don't get on my sleep. So I'm still struggling with that. I think it's mostly because of ADHD, honestly. But, could be having trouble with sleep, staying asleep at night, or waking up early in the morning. Talked to my friend today and they had the same issue. Just waking up and not being able to go back to sleep. I can go back to sleep, but it still disrupts my sleep when I wake up multiple times because I got up at least 3 times before my alarm. So that could be significant. What can you tell us about? What can you tell us about this energy, Spirit? What else can you tell us about this? There's too many. I'm trying to get used to this deck, but it's still kind of stiff and stick. Okay, thank you, Spirit. Libra, balance. I'll get a few of these. I'll get 5 of these. Scorpio, investigate. Pull that almost every single time I use this deck. It's my North Node in Libra. In Libra, and then Scorpio comes out. Air and water. Somebody could be a Libra or a Scorpio on you or your person. That could be significant. It's in your chart somewhere. Sun, Moon, Rising, Mars, Venus, etc., etc. Aries, act. This reading is all about action, apparently. Six of Swords came out twice. Knight of Pentacles came out twice. Like, movement. Movement, and communication. So, Aries is also, Emperor is also Aries energy. So this feels like another, ooh, I'm sitting here rubbing my eye. I forgot I had a contact in it. Also could be significant, you know, just missing things, not remembering significant things. Like somebody could have a little brain fog right now because of all the things that they're trying to do so quickly, trying to move so fast, getting over something, dealing with an SOS situation, or somebody cheating, or somebody trying to cheat them in business somehow. You know, like there's a lot going on. It's very chaotic, at the same time also very forward moving, because this person's overcoming the devil to move forward. What else, Spirit? And I mean, it's probably clear that some things are hidden, whatever is being hidden in this energy. So I'm of the opinion that we shouldn't be trying to see every little thing with tarot and oracle cards. Because then, you know, somebody's watching a reading, don't be like, well, you just shouldn't be watching readings. But some things I think we're supposed to not say. You know, there are some folks that are reading and they're like, well, I'm nosy, I want to know. But then there are others that are like, okay, Spirit is blocking this. We're not supposed to know this, right? I'm just wary of those transits. And it's a 55. Change. And it also says the subtext is climate. So this is a time of year where global warming is making itself known, because it has been like 70, almost 80 degrees here in Georgia. We had a cold front come in week before last, and then last week it was hot. Actually felt like summer, not spring or fall, but summer. It was hot. And then the upcoming week, starting tonight, I believe the temperature is supposed to drop again. So climate is all over the place. Temperatures are all over the place. And temperature also for me means mood instability, or just like roller coaster emotions is how I feel about those. Things are definitely changing in all aspects of life. Last card I'm going to pull from this one is fourth house, home. This is home, family, private life, ancestors, relation to place, unseen factors that influence the physical life. So there's divine assistance is what I'm feeling about this one. Not just ancestors that, you know, you inherited things from, but they are helping. And this is a 6. It reduces to a 6. It's cooperation, collaboration. You know, it's divine assistance. I opened up my YouTube today, just listening to a reading, and when I liked the video, my like was, no, actually it was Instagram, I believe. Yeah, it was Instagram. I liked a post on Instagram, and my like made the count at 333. Was the 333rd like. So there's no coincidence with that. Like, we are being, as part of the collective, I am also being protected. I'm receiving angelic guidance. The collective is receiving angelic guidance at this time. Folks who are paying attention, who are doing the work they're supposed to be doing, that have this kind of love coming in, it's being assisted by Spirit, because anytime there is something this big, this beautiful, this kind of love, this kind of mutual, I don't know why I said mutual, because nothing in here really indicates mutual. Well, I guess the mirrored numbers, but I guess it's not a coincidence. But like, when there's mutual love here, there's all kinds of attack. There's all kinds of opposition. You know, when something is this divinely guided, when it's, what is the word I'm looking for? When it's ordained by the Most High, the attacks increase. You know, the energetic attacks, the challenges that come up against you when you're trying to be with somebody that you really want to be with, that you're supposed to be with, twin flame or not. If this is a counterpart, you're going to face some obstacles just because that's just the way just the way it is, you know, like there's always some opposition to the highest light. And without getting into Christian doctrine too much, but like just the concept of a devil that is always trying to compete with God for souls, that's always trying to bring down people that are ascending, trying to bring you back down to this level of being in darkness, being in lack, feeling like you can't be your spiritual self. You can't be your fully spiritual self. You have to be reduced to the, you know, the lower carnal, primal type of behavior. Because that's what the dark energies want. That's what the misery loves company comes from, that concept, right? But this is against odds. This feels like the energy that is against all of that, in spite of plans are being made anyway. Bottom of the deck is Jupiter, abundance, and that's a 5 also. 23 reduces to a 5. And this in retrograde, like until March. There's a whole lot of abundance that is coming back to you. Abundance is coming back to you. Something that was meant for you that you never received. This cornucopia, we're heading into this, you know, American Thanksgiving that is so controversial and problematic and on so many levels, but the concept itself, you know, is like giving thanks, being thankful for abundance, being grateful for the people in our lives who enrich our lives, that make this earthly life worth living, you know, with the lessons we learn and the things that we do for people and the people do for us. That's what it is for me anyway. And also about the food. My pies smell amazing right now, by the way. I also made a peanut butter cheesecake. So I'm going to make the topping for that in a minute. But it's just, I mean, I'll actually make it tomorrow. So it's just about, like, you know, with everything that's going on around us, for us to still be able to lean into this, for this to still be happening, for somebody to still be making this a priority and rushing toward the collective, even though somebody is in their energy or in your energy trying to block it, like, that's beautiful. That is strength. That is reaching for the sun no matter what. Because it's owed to you. It's yours. If God says it's yours. And nothing and nobody can stop it. All right, get a couple charms and then I'm going to go pull my pies out of the oven. Man. Feels good. See, I even forgot about this card because it's irrelevant at this point. Like, people that don't want this to happen, you can sit there and sulk and be mad. Like, oh well, God didn't ask you. God did not ask for your opinion if all you want to do is sabotage people's love connections and do stuff that requires that doesn't require you to heal, that allows you to backstab and backbite and and bigger back. Like, that's also given me, aside from the sexual reference, like just riding a horse with no saddle. You know, just like, it's like not taking precautions. You know, people rode horses without saddles probably for centuries until somebody invented a saddle and like, oh, hey, we can actually do this without chafing and like hurting the horse, you know? So it's protection from what I understand, protection for the horse and for the rider. So it's like somebody barebacking is somebody who's not taking precaution. They're reckless. And it seems like they're insignificant. That recklessness is insignificant because all of this beautiful energy is covering it up. All right, real quick. This is one of my favorites, an owl with a heart shape on its chest. So that is wisdom. Somebody is letting their heart guide them. I'm hearing maybe they're a pretty logical person usually and very earth-like, earth sign-like, but they're allowing their heart to step into the arena on their behalf. That's nice. Wow, that is another owl. Wisdom is significant in this energy. Like somebody's being very strategic. This Knight of Pentacles is being very, very strategic. About what? I don't know. I don't need to know. We don't need to know. We need to just wait for God, wait for divine timing. I know I hate divine timing too. I hate hearing it. But when you actually like understand that divine timing is better than anything you could rush, it's always going to be better if you wait. If you wait for God. I always felt like too. Oh, what's that? Footprints. Footprints. And this, if I can hold it in the light so we can see it, that makes me think about making an impression, but also the footprints in the sand story. God carrying you, you know, Jesus carrying you when you think that you're being left to walk on your own through the hard times in life. But also just you've made an impression. The collective has made an impression on someone, on this person. And they can't let you go. So that's why they're trying to overcome this devil too. Six of Swords it. To move on to calmer waters. And in that Emperor Aries energy. They're leaders, they're conquerors, they get what they want. They have worked hard for it. They have the battle scars to prove it, and they are coming towards you. In an SOS energy, like we gotta go, we gotta hurry up. A green butterfly. Butterflies are also, I mean, always symbols of transformation. Always. And the sign that transformation is complete. You know, we're not looking at a caterpillar. We're looking at the result of the caterpillar's metamorphosis. The transformation is complete. And last one to tie this up, Spirit. Libra. Libra. That's justice. The justice card is not out here, but Libra is justice all day long. Justice is Libra energy anyway. Somebody's getting their justice. Maybe you and this person, the collective and your person, are getting justice for something. What did I say about this? Abundance has been withheld. Maybe that's what that's about. Justice is coming. This karmic stuff doesn't matter anymore. They've had their chance to heal. They chose not to. So now they are going to fade into the background. Nobody got time for that in 2026. So I know I don't. So enjoy this, whatever this means for you, whatever this means that you have coming. It feels like love. It feels like actual, fiery, intimate, reciprocal love after both of you have healed. I mean, all these major arcana cards, like, it's transformation. It is actual movement. It's not just a fleeting energy. This is, things have changed and are continuing to change because somebody sees you as their boo. And they want to make it official. They think you they tenderoni. They want to be exclusive, but they want everybody to know about it. So, congratulations. I think that's fantastic. I'm going to leave it there. Thanks for watching. I love y'all. Just from my imagination to yours. And if you celebrate, and whatever you want to call it, happy Thanksgiving. Give thanks for all of the abundance that you have and that is still coming for you.